I'm here at the newly renovated Main Stage Theater on the SDSU campus, and I am here with Associate Professor of Television, Film, and New Media, Brian Hu. So, Brian, tell us what this Emerging Filmmakers Showcase is all about.
Yeah, something we do every semester. So every semester, like our students are producing dozens of films, and it's really exciting to be able to have a chance for them to all be in an auditorium together, see their film on the big screen, to see it with the group. And so from the many films that get produced, we choose 30 or so that we think would be really exciting, not just to the campus community, but to the broader San Diego community.
And why is this a good fit for Fringe?
I mean, Fringe's whole philosophy, their ethos is, like thinking outside the lines, like not waiting for gatekeepers. And I think our students have that spirit in them too, sometimes to the detriment of their faculty members who want them to paint within the lines sometimes. But we are so inspired by the kind of the bold choices they make. And so I think for Fringe, it makes a lot of sense.
All right, so tonight's films will have a certain theme to them. They're more heartfelt and personal. And we have two of the filmmakers from one of the films, Is It True? And this is Hayden Goldman and Daniel Salcido. So, Hayden, tell us what your film is about.
Well, my film is at its core a queer story, but most importantly, it's a human story. It's just about this teenage girl moving to a new school, and she realizes that society doesn't exactly cater to her needs, and basically these new friends that she has come into contact with don't have her best needs in mind, and they want to hurt and expose her. And she basically has to cope with that the reality that, there's a lot of parts of society that just don't accept people who are different, and she has to learn to accept that part of herself and learn to accept that her individuality as a human.
And Daniel, you edited this film, and how do you feel about it being part of Fringe?
Yeah, I edited and also produced the film, so I'm very excited to show this to the world, to our students and our peers. It was my first time working on like a thesis film like this, and I believe like my skills, I had what it take to like make this film what it is, to like make this Hayden film come alive.
Yeah, he was the first person to volunteer when I pitched, so it's just to have someone have so much faith in you from the very beginning is just really makes me feel really lucky.
And Hayden, how do you feel about being part of Fringe?
I'm just really excited to get this film out there. I feel like there are so many stories that have not been told, and this is one of them. And I just really am glad that, the world and society will be able to adjust their views on certain groups of people and expand their minds, and it'll really help have more acceptance and empathy for people who are usually misunderstood.
Because you need a daily reminder.
A daily reminder of what?
That you are loved.
And tomorrow night's films have a slightly different theme, a little weirder vibe perhaps, and they touch upon things that I love, like genre filmmaking, and we have Noah Wallace-Legoo, who made the film Underbelly. So explain what Underbelly is about.
Underbelly is a horror short film about a young man who's essentially kidnapped by a conspiracy theorist, only to find this man that the conspiracy theorist has been experimenting on. It's gross, it's fun. Leaning into a genre of filmmaking, body horror specifically, was something really important to us when writing the film.
And how difficult was it to do some of these effects?
It was very complicated, but we had a fantastic team on the project. All of the special effects, makeup, and animatronic elements, and all of like the kind of suits, costuming that our creature character wears in the film was all made by students, constructed by Justin Magianes and Haley Honor de France, did the makeup for the creature, and I couldn't be happier with how it came out.
And talk a little bit about your visual style.
Yeah, we shot the film on 16 millimeter, and we wanted to emulate that kind of classic look of the 80s B-movie horror film, and then use that aesthetic, but then also kind of touch on sort of more modern themes about conspiracy and the rise of extremism tied to conspiracy in kind of the current modern American political climate.
Another weird and wonderful film from tomorrow night's lineup is Run Jamie, and we have the filmmaker Tyler Baker here. So you kind of take a very different tone from these other films, and you need to talk about your film in a very special way so we don't get censored.
Yeah, so my film, Run Jamie, is about a family of four who desperately race home to prevent their dad from pooping his pants. So as you kind of get deeper in the film, you also realize that there's a little bit more tension at play. The family is moving and the kids are angry, and the dad ultimately has to make a choice. Does he choose his pride and ego and push his kids to the side, or does he choose his kids and risk his ego and potentially a pair of pants too?
And what attracted you to doing or to using humor in this?
It's based on very true events. So yeah, I saw my dad do that a couple times in my childhood. And I also, one of my best friends saw his dad do that a few times in his childhood. And so we kind of combined the stories and wrote a script around it. I did. And yeah, and I also moved a lot when I was a kid too. So I know how formative both of those experiences can be.
And do you feel there's any special challenges to doing comedy and to kind of getting those beats right?
Definitely a lot of rehearsal and a lot of consulting with the actors and working into body comedy. And yeah, I mean, pacing is so difficult, and I learned so much through this experience of, you know, learning how to pace a shot, a scene, and a film, and all of those things really have to come in play to make a comedy work.
I want to thank all the filmmakers and Brian Hu for talking about the Emerging Filmmaker Showcase that will be at the San Diego International Fringe this year, right here on the main stage at San Diego State University's new Performing Arts District. And I'm Beth Accomando on the fringes of the Fringe.